Okay, this is a video about long distance dating. Megan and I lived 3.5 hours apart. We had a year of this, of traveling back and forth, and it was exhausting, it was grueling. And at the end of the day, we're married, so we would say it's worth it.
It's worth it.
Because like, man, I'm so thankful for how God has blessed me with you. But we want you guys to know the pros and cons of that, because it is a difficult season and journey doing that. We'll just throw it out there, be real, raw, and honest with you guys to know if you want to go on that journey yourself. Do you have any initial thoughts on that?
For me, it really helps with my security and trust in Dustin.
Yeah.
If there was going to be any unfaithfulness, it would be so easy to do it while you're 3 hours apart. I knew is that I could trust him. I knew that it solidified his character to me, that he was faithful and he was trustworthy.
Because I had all the time in the world. If I wanted to talk to another lady, pursue another lady, I could. And you would find out inevitably, because all things hidden in the dark come to the light because of how good God is in his righteousness and holiness. But on the flip side of that, it also protected us from sinning against one another and trespassing physical intimacy before marriage. And so it built trust that way, because it created a distance boundary. And also when we traveled to each other's hometown, we planned events in community. We, for the most part, stayed at different houses. There was occasions where I stayed at your house in the basement and you were upstairs with your parents.
Parents in the middle.
Parents in the middle.
Right in the middle. It helped keep us from being distracted.
Yeah.
By our physical, natural, human desires.
Yeah.
They're very natural, they're very real, but we were able to become friends.
And that's probably pro number 2. It forces communication and connection above like all else. Because when you're back in your distance away from each other, you're like, hey, you want to FaceTime? You want to get on the phone and talk? And we became real good friends through those moments, because we got to know each other as a person and not be distracted by the physical attraction. See the smolder. She's just distracted right now. She is distracted by me.
Well, we're married, so.
Physical intimacy in marriage is the icing on the cake. It's not the substance. It's not the foundation. In dating, people put the physical ahead of the person, not getting to know them.
But you can't do that in long distance dating. You have to get to know them.
Yeah, you have to get to know them.
And you can tell if somebody else is going to put in the effort too, because it takes effort to be dating long distance.
That's so good. That's golden. Like, the third con but plus pro is long distance dating takes effort. It takes work.
It does, but it shows how much that person is worth to you, and it shows how much you're worth to them, because they're going to put in the work too. And you can tell pretty quickly if they're not going to do that, if it's pretty one-sided.
Both sides are going to be putting in the effort, because love is a choice that's going to make the effort, but lust is in it for what it can get, and it's going to choose the easy route. But long distance dating, it's hard. And so you're only going to make it through that if there's true seeds of love there.
And the cool thing too, though, is it'll speed up your decision making. Like, do you really want to marry this person, or do you not want to? Because it takes a lot of effort, and you got to know if that's worth it. So if it's worth it to you and it's worth it to them. Yeah,
it forces the decisions quicker, because you're like, do I want to travel 6 hours every weekend for like the next 20 weeks and this relationship ends? Or am I serious? Am I in this for the long haul? Is there something valuable worth pursuing? And so you either cut bait quickly or you dive in and you're like, this is what I want. Wow, she's amazing. She's worth it. I'm going to put in the effort. I'm going to invest in this relationship. I'm going to be transparent, real, and vulnerable, and lay it out there for her to make a decision quickly, because, man, I don't want to live a day apart from her. And it's like, let's be at the altar today. Like, let's get there quick. It forces you to come to that decision, a realization, whether you're in it or out of it. Yeah? Yeah.
We hope that our thoughts on long distance dating help you out in your decision process and help you out in your dating process.
Like, comment, subscribe down below. See ya.